Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. A lot of you, it's Sunday, July 7th, 2024. So, yesterday was my birthday. I am now 47 years old. I spent the day with my mom. We went to go play bingo. I tried to get a free crumble cookie for my birthday. Um, and it didn't work out. So, to get the free crumble birthday cookie, you definitely need to sign up. It says at least 48 hours before your birthday, you need to download the app and tell it your birthday information. So, I didn't do that. However, it does look like other people online have said that they signed up and then they got like their free birthday cookie voucher like after their birthday. So I'm going to see. I've never had a crumble cookie. Sean says, "Happy 21st birthday, Shelly." Thank you. Um so I've never had a crumble cookie, but they're like $4.99. And me and my mom were outside of the crumble cookie place and I went inside, and it's kind of a weird setup too because there's like no cash register, so you have to order either through the app or at these little kiosks, and it was not like, to me it wasn't self-explanatory. So anyway, I did not get the crumble cookie, so I've still not had a crumble cookie, but I'm hoping, sorry, I'm readjusting my chair. I'm hoping that that still materializes for me. I've got on this was not this is just a girl who loves pickles shirt. I know everybody's very interested in my wardrobe today, but this was a gift, not for this year's birthday. What is that? Dang, I got some schmutz on me. I do. What is that? Anyway, it was a gift from an old coworker when I left my old job a while ago. So I've got on my birthday kind of present garb. Anyway, I do work later today, and I know that Debbie is gonna want the movie update. Probably the number one movie was probably Despicable Me, but let's see. Despicable Me 4. All right, let's talk about the crumble birthday cookie for a second. Sometimes I love talking about all the freebies you can get on your birthday. Okay, here are the possible topics for after the movie update. We could go through all the items that you can get for free on your birthday. We can't, what else can we do? Someone was interested in HUD in Section 8 housing information. We can talk about that. I'm going to say really quickly that all I know about that, I did live in Section 8 housing when I was younger. Apply. If you think you're eligible and you think you need it, apply as soon as possible because there's oftentimes a pretty lengthy wait list. So just apply and then kind of see what happens, see if you qualify, but we can kind of look at that in a little bit more detail. I was also thinking that we could look at the status of Big Lots Pick and Save buying the 99-cent stores. We haven't talked about that in a while, and whatever else you guys want to talk about in the chat. So first, though, let's look at, we're going to look at the crumble cookie for your birthday. It was the $4.99 for a cookie, but let's look. My mom was totally like, "I'll buy you a cookie if you want." The thing is, like, I'm not like a huge sweets person. I'm like a savory, salty kind of person, and I only wanted the cookie if it was free. So I did not have a birthday cookie crumble. All right, hold on. We're gonna share the screen. First, we'll look at the birthday cookie. Well, first it's gonna share my crumble birthday. Crumble birthday reward. A free cookie on your birthday. So, yeah, I'm gonna say I understand. Okay. Oh, something went wrong. Crumble. Go back. Free cookie. Okay. Is it sharing this? So this is the crumble cookie. I think that one's like extra. I don't really know. I think crumble what do they do? They like have like a rotating lineup. So like each week there's like 4 or 5 different cookies. Thank you so much. Oh, hi Sylvia. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so each week they rotate their flavors of cookies. And the strawberry shortcake one was actually going to be 99 cents extra. Where's the free birthday cookie? Gifting, nutrition, birthday. Ooh, collaborate. How do we collab? Let's just see. How do we collaborate? We love our fans. Okay. Opportunities to work at Crumble. Oh, interesting. We love our fans. Okay. Ready to collaborate. Let's just look at what that means. Does this just mean, oh, interesting. Huh. This is interesting. So it looks like possibly we could collaborate with Crumble Cookies, and then maybe they would give me a complimentary one. But anyway, can I search? No, I don't want to find a Crumble. Oh my goodness. So Crumble is a chain. It's a cookie chain with like high-end cookies, I guess. Oh, let's just look at their weekly menu. So they would have strawberry shortcake, milk chocolate chip, strawberry shortcake, birthday cake, patriotic, because it's got the red, white, and blue sprinkles, s'mores, cornbread, which my mom would probably like, but I wouldn't, and then apple pie. And then my mom's not supposed to have any of that because she's diabetic. Okay. We're going to Google again. Or we'll try and go back. We hit all these tabs. A free cookie on your birthday. Okay, Reddit. Okay, let's just look at this one. Okay, has anyone not had their birthday rewards shown up for this? Is the Crumble cookie? This is on Reddit. This person just discovered Crumble cookies. They're obsessed. So they signed up for the rewards in the birthday club on April 10th. Their birthday's April 11th, and they got the free cookie. However, the QR code / email never showed up. Has it happened to anybody? They were bummed. The strawberry cheesecake this week looks incredible. Okay. Update. I contacted this person doing the hard work out here. They contacted the chat customer support, and Crumble said you must register 48 hours before your birthday to receive the cookie. I know this doesn't solve all the issues, but I hope this helps. At the bottom, you must accept emails, which I did that. They're an employee, and for some reason, the QR codes don't send a lot of the times, even if you have that box checked. You could go to the store and explain you didn't get it and show your ID. You always offer, this person offers that as an option, but it depends on the store. Well, I will tell you, this store, their employees, they had a lot of employees, but the employees did not like greet the customer, did not like offer guidance to people that was just standing there kind of like lost, who'd never been there before. But they appeared to have plenty of staff, but at the same time, I didn't see anybody like just standing there talking or like on their phone or anything like that. So they appeared to be properly staffed, but everybody was like busy doing something. But there were a lot of employees. It seemed to me that the employees there could have, and if an employee would have acknowledged me, I probably would have bought something, even though I was unsuccessful at signing up for the birthday reward. So that's kind of interesting there too. I didn't see anybody else walk out empty-handed, but like I definitely didn't know how to use the system. So I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so Sean, that's what Crumble cookies are. They're like fancy $4.99 cookies that come from a chain. It seems to be kind of, I don't know if anybody remembers like when Sprinkles cupcakes were a big trend, but it kind of seems to like be overtaking like the cupcake trend maybe. Okay, now we're going to look at the movie grosses. for Debbie, and hi, Joy and Joey. Thank you so much for saying happy. Thank you to everybody who's saying happy birthday and happy Sunday, everyone. Okay. All right. Breaking news. All right. We'll read this about the grosses. This looks like it's about the grosses. Or maybe this is just about Despicable Me. No, that's Mexico. Box office. All right, let's read this as of Saturday. This seems fine. All right, Despicable Me 4 leaves them laughing with 122 million plus 5-day over July 4th frame box office update. Sunday AM right through after Saturday AM update. Despicable Me 4 bounced back from where we saw it earlier this weekend for a $27 million Friday and $26.8 million Saturday, which will result in a $75 million 3-day and a $122.6 million 5-day, exclaimed Universal Domestic Distribution President Jim Orr. What a tremendous debut, blah, 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 blah. And I guess they're saying that like their predictions got revised here. With significantly better foot traffic than Wednesday and Thursday night. Well, yeah, because everybody's watching the fireworks. Also, we have seen throughout the summer, Latino and Hispanic moviegoers showed up in big numbers. This time repping 41% of the crowd for DM4. Also, the movie performed incredibly evenly across North America, as well as Canada, where the pick has an 8% share. Does it say about the other? Okay, it looks like the other movies this week are A Quiet Place Day 1, Horizon, Inside Out 2. Okay. All right, so anyway, yep, Despicable Me 4 is going to be the number one movie this weekend. Okay. So that's great. And let's see here. Okay. Thinking on the same page how old I was, and it made me start thinking, dang, does my theater show vintage movies on occasion? Sometimes, but more often than not, we yeah, like they show some movies occasionally that are older. It really just depends. But so like we do show like retrospects or like 80s films or 70s films or like nostalgic films, or like we did like a Pride series. So depending on the month and like what we've got going on, yes, we do occasionally show older movies, but usually it's new releases. Okay. Let's see here. And also, guys, my mom is still in the process. Like, basically, by November 1st, my mom's going to be moving in with me. And I may need to change my setup a little bit for YouTube so that I can fit all of my YouTube stuff and all of my other things. Hang on, we're going to change the view really quick. It's messy, but hold on. We're going to remove this really quick. So, there, my dryer broke. So I've got clothes like hang drying back there, but then see how like we've got like an overhead thing. That's a light behind me this way. No, that's the window, but there's a light behind me that way. Tripod, lighting, all of that YouTube stuff. I think I need to make my lighting smaller. They make lighting that clips onto the desk. So I think I need to regain some of my floor space and do that. So anyway, we're preparing for my mom to move in. We did get a chance to look at some furniture this week. I think we're both going to have just twin beds. Currently, I know you guys all want to know about the size of my bed, but currently I sleep in a full-size bed because the rooms in this house are pretty small. So, but with my mom and like all her furniture and stuff, and like all the stuff that I already have, we're looking at new furniture. So we're probably both going to be getting twin beds so that then we can like maximize like dressers and bookshelves and things like that in our individual bedrooms. And then of course I'll make some space in the living room for my mom to keep some things too. So we're just in the process of that. Mom, I don't want you to look at this because I'm worried that you'll get scammed, but Facebook Marketplace is a good place for getting like used furniture and things like that. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water. I have this huge water bottle today. Guys, I still have my coldest water bottle from when I was sponsored. I'm just babbling today. It's okay. It was my birthday yesterday. I feel like that was weird to drink out of that on camera. Okay. Joy and Joey is saying that they have mini tabletop tripods that you can attach to a light, and that's what you use. Yeah, because there's a lot of space back there that the lighting's taking up. And I think I need to switch that. And even I've gotten lazy. So the light is on this side of me, and that one I haven't turned on. So I just need the small, maybe I should look at that. Joy and Joey, since you also do YouTube and then you have a ring light. Yeah, so the last 2 lives I've been talking about my mom moving in with me. It's probably going to be around November 1st, which I kind of think is going to be perfect because she normally comes for Thanksgiving anyway. That's right. Like when it's starting to get really cold for her in the trailer, she's already sold her trailer. So that part of it's a done deal. The person that bought the trailer is going to like, she has told her that she can just leave whatever she doesn't want there. And then we're working out the logistics because I have a lot of stuff. So I just need to thin some of it out. My mom's like, this room doesn't have a closet, but this room does have a closet. I'll no longer be able to claim this room exclusively for work use, so it won't be a tax write-off anymore, but that's okay because I'm not really making that much money from YouTube anyway. Like normally I just break even on what I spend on StreamYard so that I can like pin your comments when I'm going live and Canva and stuff like that. So it's like break even. So this is more of like a hobby now than like a side hustle. So maybe I shouldn't even spend the money on the lights, but like I still want to do YouTube and I still want to make videos with my mom. Anyway, can we I think we're going to look at Amazon really quickly because I want to see so we're going to just look together, guys. Amazon. It probably shows me everything that I've recently looked at. You guys, nobody needs this, but there's all sorts of cat pool toys. And then I've been looking at some work clothes and other pool things and things for my eyes and my hair. Okay, pick up where I left off. Go floats. I don't even know what I just picked. Okay. Desk lights. I'm just going to put for YouTube. No. It's kind of like these desk ring light with stand. I'd prefer them to be clamp on. Like maybe like that one. I don't know. Okay, hold on. There's those that just, sorry guys. This is, sometimes I need your help. Okay, this is like a big light. But I also want it. So I had one of these kind of clip-on ones. I didn't really like that. Those would probably all be fine though, right? But like, it was like clip-on box lighting. Is that what it's called? Let's type softbox lighting desk. Sorry. Softbox clip-on lights, softbox desk, softbox light, softbox desk mount. Desk mounted softbox. How about that? Seems right. No, it's not any of those. See, this is so tricky. So I have something like this kind of setup. All right. Well, maybe we'll come back to looking at this another day. I feel like I've wasted enough time looking at this. Okay. Back to finance. An organized hoarder. Yeah. Search tabletop tripod. So, but I have like a little tiny tripod, right? I have this thing. So right now I'm videoing. Sorry, guys. Amazon doesn't always have the lowest prices. Yeah, that's true. But it's convenient. Okay, so I have this little tiny tripod, and it's not really that movable. I don't know. I think okay, tabletop tripod, but I need one with a light. Oh, hold on. Let me add this back to the stage. Okay. Tabletop tripod. Tabletop tripod. See, this is just literally like the tripod part. So I need it to have a light. So see, this is the one that I have, but I don't love it. I feel like one of these like $12.99 ones would be way better. I wonder why this one is A, more expensive, and then B, why people like it. I don't see anything special about this little tripod thing. Because it's handheld? I literally don't know. Okay. So, but I need something with the lights. Mini aluminum. I also need to learn how to use my camera. Also, we would figure that like this would open up that much, but it doesn't. Okay. Ring light with tripod. Anyway, we'll look at that another day. Thanks to those of you who just stuck with me while I'm looking at this. Richard said, do people still use Craigslist? Not as much. Sometimes, yes. So Craigslist, I think everybody knows, but like that used to kind of be like a Facebook marketplace type thing. And you could get like used items, like used furniture items, used bicycles, used surfboards. Those are all things I'm thinking about getting rid of. So you could get like those types of things, perhaps. Lost my train of thought. Apparently, at least for cars, Craigslist started charging. And so my friend who like repairs cars, he said that it's actually better to do Facebook Marketplace for like cars as well. However, you have to really be careful. My mom almost got, like taken advantage of. Somebody was there with a sob story about like this car that they couldn't keep because they got deployed overseas, and it was all like totally just made up. So that's why I don't want my mom to go in there. People do use Craigslist, but it's not as much now. It seems like they've shifted to Facebook Marketplace. Okay. What else did we want to look at today? Let's look at the 99-cent store. Dollar store, 99 cents only. Latest news, let's see. This is a KTLA, April 7th. I feel like we all looked at those. Somebody else's YouTube video. April 4th. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. We'll go with news and then last 7 days. More tools. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're in news. More? No. tools. Why won't it let me sort by? Let's look at the last past week. Okay, this seems like a. Okay, so it looks like. Okay. Oh, this is okay. Sorry. There's a couple. There's this LAist article about which customers it's going to affect, but then there's this one. Let's look at the AOL. And then I was like, AOL still makes news. Okay, so nearly 200 shuttered 99 cents only stores to open as Dollar Tree locations from Texas to California. So nearly 200 shuttered 99-cent only stores from Texas to California will be reopened as Dollar Tree locations after the leases were secured out of bankruptcy proceedings. The transfer of designation rights for 170 locations in Texas, Arizona, Nevada, and California, along with some of the furniture, equipment, and fixtures inside, was approved by the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware. Shares of Dollar Tree Inc., based in Chesapeake, Virginia, rose 2% at the opening bell on Thursday. 99-cent only stores filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last month and has been shedding assets ranging from inventory to store leases. The company said in April it would close all 371 of its stores, ending a 42-year run for the bargain outlet. I'm 5 years older than the 99-cent store. 99-cent only has struggled for some time with shifting consumer demand, inflation, and theft, and it's not alone among bargain store chains. Dollar Tree posted a surprise loss in its final quarter of 2023 and said that it would close nearly 1,000 stores, most of them Family Dollar stores that it had acquired a decade earlier for more than $8 billion after a bidding war with rival Dollar General. Dollar Tree Chief Operating Officer Michael Creedon said in a prepared statement on Wednesday that the one-time 99-cent locations are in priority markets where it expects strong growth potential. The portfolio complements our existing footprint and will provide us access to high-quality real estate assets and premium retail centers, enabling us to rapidly grow the Dollar Tree brand across the Western United States, receiving even more customers and communities. Dollar Tree anticipates reopening the stores as early as the fall. So that's good. More job creation, hopefully, after the loss of jobs. So that's good news. Okay. Joy and Joey is saying that Craigslist is scary nowadays. I feel like so is Facebook Marketplace a little bit. Okay, this is funny. Well, sort of. Scattershot 8 said Craigslist used to have a dating site section, and that's where they found their spouse. And then some shady sunglasses. Is that what that is? You know what? You are not the only person to say that. Sorry, I put your comment up there for everyone to see. I've been on a date with somebody who met their mother of their kids on Craigslist. So I think a lot of people used to do that. So no shade there. See, and Joy and Joey says it's awesome. Glad you found love. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of people used to do back in the day. So yeah. Okay. So Craigslist is scary, and yeah, Facebook Marketplace as well, I suppose, can be, but you can get a lot of really good deals on furniture. However, then you have to move it, and sometimes, especially when you get to be a little bit older, sometimes there's benefit in just having the thing delivered and set up in your own house. So yeah, we might buy new. I don't know. We're looking at furniture though, and definitely Craigslist is a place to potentially get some for free, probably even or Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so the 99-cent stores are coming back as Dollar Trees, but the Dollar Trees just shut down all their Family Dollars. It's so weird. Why wouldn't they just keep their Family Dollars and rebrand those as well? Let's see here. Okay. What are we looking at? So I'm all over the place today, guys. It's okay. I'm tripping now over this. Okay. Let's look at Section 8 housing because one of my viewers specifically asked me about that. So we're going to just totally Section 8 housing. I'm going to type in process. Process? Section 8 housing approval process. Let's look at that because I feel like they were wanting to know how you go about applying and finding Section 8 housing. So step 1 is determine eligibility for Section 8 voucher. Step 2 is locate your local public housing authority. Step 3 is apply for the Section 8 voucher. Step 4 is attend the interview for Section 8 in California. And step 5 is to receive the Section 8 voucher and find a home. This is how to get a Section 8 voucher in California, 5 easy steps. How long, and don't let this discourage you though, how long is the wait for Section 8 in LA? In Los Angeles metro area, which includes Los Angeles and Orange counties, people wait on average more than 2 years on Section 8 wait list, according to the most recent HUD data, but it's not unique to Los Angeles. The demand for public and subsidized housing is widespread. I don't know. I want to look at some of these other things. This is interesting. What is the most Section 8 will pay? I want to know that too. So the maximum housing assistance is generally the lesser of the payment standard minus 30% of the family's monthly adjusted income or the gross rent for the unit minus 30% of your monthly adjusted income. I feel like that does not... Okay. We're just going to look at all of it. Housing Choice Vouchers Fact Sheet. This is a .gov site, and HUD stands for Housing and Urban Development. Housing Choice Vouchers Fact Sheet. What are the Housing Choice Vouchers? It's a federal voucher program. It's the federal government's major program for assisting very low-income families, the elderly, and the disabled to afford decent, safe, and sanitary housing in the private market. Since housing assistance is provided on behalf of the family or individual, participants are able to find their own housing, including single-family homes, townhomes, and apartments. The participant is free to choose any housing that meets the requirements of the program and is not limited to units located in subsidized housing projects. Housing Choice Vouchers are administered locally by public housing agencies, PHAs. The PHAs receive federal funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, to administer the voucher program. A family that is issued a housing voucher is responsible for finding a suitable housing unit of the family's choice where the owner agrees to rent under the program. This unit may include the family's present residence. Rental units must meet minimum standards of health and safety as determined by the PHA. Housing subsidy is paid to the landlord directly by the PHA on behalf of the participating family, and the family then pays the difference between the actual rent charged by the landlord and the amount subsidized by the program. Under certain circumstances, if authorized by the PHA, a family may use its voucher to purchase a modest home. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Is this all about, this is about the voucher okay. Am I eligible? Eligibility for a housing voucher is determined by the Public Housing Authority, PHA, based on the total annual gross income and family size, and is limited to U.S. citizens and specified categories of non-citizens who have eligible immigration status. In general, the family's income may not exceed 50% of the median income for the county or metropolitan area in which the family chooses to live. By law, a public housing authority must provide 75% of its voucher to applicants whose incomes do not exceed 30% of the area median income. Median income levels are published by HUD and vary by location. The PHA serving your community can provide you with the income limits for your area and family size. During the application process, the PHA will collect information on family income, assets, and family composition. The PHA will verify this information with other local agencies, your employer, and bank, and will use the information to determine program eligibility and the amount of the housing assistance payment. If the PHA determines that your family is eligible, the PHA will put your name on a waiting list unless it's able to assist you immediately. Once your name is reached on the waiting list, the PHA will contact you and issue you a housing voucher. Also, they might, even when there was like rent assistance, you paid 30%. Richard, don't try not to look at it like that. Like, I know that you're struggling, you pay 30% of your income. That's still kind of high, right? They used to recommend 25% of your income going towards rent. 30% is manageable. I grew up in Section 8 housing for a good portion of my life. It wasn't all of my youth, but probably from the time I was like 4 to like 12, so like maybe 8 years, we lived in Section 8 housing. I actually, my best friend was just asking me like what I used to like to do when I was little, and like I would like ride my bike around the complex. It was a gated community, so like you needed like a little code. But I will say that like kids were a little bit mean to me. Kids are just mean to each other though anyway. Like I was a little bit different from like the other kids that were in the area, and so they picked on that, but that was fine. Once I convinced everybody to try and grow a rock garden, but like the parents were nice. The kids were kids, and like I just feel like it was kind of like any other neighborhood, or maybe I just have always grown up around that, so it seems normal to me. Oh, oops. Saying that it wasn't meant to throw shade. It was so Michelle mentioned the shade glasses. Wasn't sure if it was a good thing or bad thing. It threw you off. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good program, and the apartment was kind of nice. We lived on the ground floor. My mom had her own room. I had my own room. We had a dining room. I think that's the only time I've really had like a separate dining room. I'm going to take a sip of water. You guys know that means to please like the video. Okay. So these are the vouchers. Okay, but anyway, I know what I was going to say. If they ask you if you're at risk of being homeless, I don't want anybody to lie, but also to the extent that this is true, like if you're not accepted pretty quickly into the program, like you could say something to the effect of like I'm currently okay, but if I don't, get expedited on this list, I'm losing my housing in 4 weeks. I'm losing my housing in 6 weeks. So even if you're not necessarily going to at risk of experiencing homelessness right now today, if they ask that, truthfully let them know like when you run a risk of that happening, because they will put people who are at risk of experiencing homelessness towards the top of the list. And I'm not saying to not be truthful. Be truthful, but also like just think about like, when's your current lease ending, things like that. So be truthful, but let them know like, maybe it's not a problem today, but it might be if it's not fixed by X, Y, and Z time. Okay. Local preferences and waiting list. What are they and how do they affect me? Since the demand for housing assistance often exceeds the limit resources available to HUD and the local housing agencies, long wait periods are common. In fact, Public Housing Authority may close its waiting list when it has more families on the list than can be assisted in the near future. Public housing authorities may establish local preferences for selecting applicants from its waiting list. For example, PHAs may give a preference to a family who is 1, homeless or living in substandard housing, 2, paying more than 50% of its income for rent, or 3, involuntarily displaced. Families who qualify for any such local preferences move ahead of other families on the list who do not qualify for any preference. Each PHA has the discretion to establish local preferences to reflect the housing needs and priorities of its particular community. I'm sorry, I'm going to skip over the voucher because might as well just read it. We're almost to the end. Okay, so housing vouchers, how do they function? The Housing Choice Voucher Program places the choice of housing in the hands of the individual family. A very low-income family is selected by the PHA to participate, is encouraged to consider several housing choices to secure the best housing for the family needs. A housing voucher holder is advised of the unit size for which it is eligible based on family size and composition. The housing unit selected by the family must meet an acceptable level of health and safety before the PHA can approve the unit. When the voucher holder finds a unit that it wishes to occupy and reaches an agreement with the landlord over the lease terms, the PHA must inspect the dwelling and determine that the rent requested is reasonable. The PHA determines a payment standard that is the amount generally needed to rent a moderately priced dwelling unit in the local housing market, and that is used to celebrate the amount of housing assistance a family will receive. However, the payment standard does not limit and does not affect the amount of rent a landlord may charge or the family may pay. A family which receives a housing voucher can select a unit with a rent that is below or above the payment standard. The housing voucher family must pay 30% of its monthly adjusted gross income for rent and utilities, and if the unit rent is greater than the payment standard, the family is required to pay the additional amount. By law, whenever a family moves to a new unit where the rent exceeds the payment standard, the family may not pay more than 40% of its adjusted monthly income for rent. The rent subsidy. The PHA calculates the maximum amount of housing assistance allowable. The maximum housing assistance is generally the lesser of the payment standard minus 30% of the family's monthly adjusted income, or the gross rent for the unit minus 30% of the monthly adjusted income. Can I move and continue to receive housing choice voucher assistance? A family's housing needs change over time with changes in family size, job locations, and for other reasons. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is designed to allow families to move without the loss of housing assistance. Moves are permissible as long as the family notifies the PHA ahead of time, terminates its existing lease with the lease provisions, and finds acceptable alternate housing. Under the voucher program, the new voucher holders may choose a unit anywhere in the United States if the family lived in the jurisdiction of the PHA issuing the voucher when the family applied for assistance. Those new voucher holders not living in the jurisdiction of the PHA at the time the family applied for housing assistance must initially lease a unit within that jurisdiction for the first 12 months of assistance. Boy, that was a mouthful. Okay, a family that wishes to move to another PHA's jurisdiction must consult with the PHA that currently administers its housing assistance to verify the procedures for moving. Okay. Sorry. All right. Almost done. Okay, roles: the tenant, the landlord, the housing agency, and HUD. Once a PHA approves an eligible family's housing unit, the family and the landlord sign a lease, and at the same time, the landlord and the PHA sign a housing assistance payment contract that runs for the same term as the lease. This means that everyone, the tenant, landlord, and PHA, has obligations and responsibilities under the voucher program. Tenant's obligations. When a family selects a housing unit and the PHA approves the unit and lease, the family signs a lease with the landlord for at least 1 year. The tenant may be required to pay a security deposit to the landlord. After the first year, the landlord may initiate a new lease or allow the family to remain in the unit on a month-to-month lease. When the family settled in a new home, the family is expected to comply with the lease and the program requirements, pay its share of rent on time, maintain the unit in good condition, and notify the PHA of any changes to income or family composition. The landlord's obligations. The role of the landlord in the voucher program is to provide decent, safe, and sanitary housing to a tenant at a reasonable rent. The dwelling unit must pass the housing program's housing quality standard and be maintained up to those standards as long as the owner receives housing assistance payments. In addition, the landlord is expected to provide the services agreed to as part of the lease signed with the tenant and the contract signed with the PHA. Housing authorities' obligations. The PHA administers the voucher program locally. The PHA provides the family with the housing assistance that enables the family to seek out suitable housing, and the PHA enters the contract with the landlord to provide housing assistance payments on behalf of the family. If the landlord fails to meet the owner's obligations under the lease, the PHA has the right to terminate assistance payments. The PHA must re-examine the family's income and composition at least annually and must inspect each unit at least annually to ensure that it meets minimum housing quality standards. Lastly, HUD's role to cover the cost of the program. HUD provides funds to allow PHAs to make housing assistance payments on behalf of the families. HUD also pays the PHA a fee for the cost of administering the program. When additional funds become available to assist new families, HUD invites PHAs to submit applications for funds for additional housing vouchers. Applicants are then reviewed and funds awarded to select PHAs on a competitive basis. HUD monitors PHA administration of the program to ensure program rules are properly followed. And then it says additional information and other subsidy programs. For additional information about the voucher program, contact either the local PHA serving your community or the Office of Public Housing within your local HUD office. There may be a long wait for assistance under the housing voucher program. If the PHA also administers the public housing program, applicants for the Housing Choice Voucher Program may ask to be placed on the waiting list for the public housing program. HUD also administers other subsidized programs, and you may obtain a list of the programs in your area from the Office of Housing at your local HUD office. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully it's interesting because is that the same as Section 8, the voucher program? Okay, sorry. I'm going to scroll up. So Richard says that he pays 30% of his income. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll look at that. I will watch that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. But we are going to watch your video. 1863, Sylvia. But I'm glad that you shared that journey. I think when my mom moves in with me, I'm going to go back to making like a lot of actual videos a little bit more. Yeah, well, I'll check out that video. Okay, Richard said that you didn't use a voucher. You went directly to the apartment building and filled out the forms, and 2 weeks later you moved in. That's not bad. I am happy for you that you have something. Okay, you think the title is Pammy Has Cancer. Woo. All right. We'll look at your channel in 1 second. Joey says, okay, you've lost a good friend from it. It's so hard. Yeah, we didn't realize, and the emojis threw me off. Everybody's good. We're good people. To be worried. You didn't see anything wrong with your message. All right. Okay, Joey says, I wish Section 8 opened up the waiting list. Your daughter could use it. Yeah. Let's see. What is the difference between the housing vouchers? And I've read that a lot of people won't accept the vouchers in other states. Department of Mental Health. Section 8. Also, guys, I would just like to share that owner's guide to Section 8. We can look at the HUD website. So, no, this is the same thing. I did donate a little bit of money to the Humane Society for my birthday. It has been a while. I've done it a couple times on the channel where like I'll donate the proceeds of a video to an organization or something like that. And it has been a little while since I've donated money. I used to have like monthly donations set up, and I haven't been able to do that in a while. But I made a $60 donation to the Humane Society really for my birthday. For my birthday, I wanted to give back to the little animals. What does this stand for? Section 8. Okay. Affordable Housing Hub. Okay. For California Section 8 housing. We're just going to skim this one, guys, because, oops. Okay. Subscribe. I don't want to subscribe. Oh, no. Ugh, this drives me nuts when there's like this many ads. Okay. California Section 8 housing program created by the federal government. It's a critical resource for many families. Okay, who qualifies for Section 8 in California? This is the one we should have been reading. To qualify for Section 8 housing in California, you must meet certain eligibility criteria set by HUD and the local housing authority. The criteria include income limits, citizenship or immigration status, and criminal history. Income requirements for Section 8 are based on the median income of the county or metropolitan area where you are applying. Generally, you must have a household income that is below 50% of the median income for your area to be eligible for Section 8. However, some areas may have a higher or lower income limit depending on the cost of living. In addition to income requirements, you must be a citizen or have eligible immigration status and have a clean criminal history. Housing Authority in California may also consider other factors such as rental history, credit score, and employment status. To apply for Section 8 in California, you must contact your local housing authority and fill out an application. The application process usually involves providing proof of income, citizenship, or immigration status, and other personal information. Once your application is submitted, it will be reviewed by the housing authority and you may be placed on a waiting list. The waiting list varies by location and demand of the program. It's important to note that meeting the eligibility requirements does not guarantee that you will receive Section 8 assistance, as demand for the program often exceeds the available funding. Okay. The maximum amount of rent that Section 8 will pay in California. The rent amount for Section 8 housing in California is determined by a formula that takes into account the family's income, the size of the family, and the rental market in the area. The formula is designed to ensure that families who receive Section 8 assistance pay no more than 30% of their income towards rent. In California, the maximum amount of rent the Section 8 will pay varies depending on the area and the family's income. The maximum rent levels for Section 8 housing in California are set by HUD and updated annually. The maximum rent limits for each area can be found on the HUD website or by contacting your local housing authority. It's important to note that while Section 8 may pay a portion of your rent, you're still responsible for paying your portion. If the rent for the unit you choose is higher than the maximum rent limit in your area, you need to pay the difference out of pocket. Okay, so, and it doesn't, okay, so, like for a family size of 1, your income limit would need to be $23,400. For 2, like for me and my mom, would be $26,750, which I definitely make more than that. So like if we count my income, which we would once she moves in, like but we're not applying for Section 8. I was just kind of curious, and I like to think it helps me understand things if I put it in terms of like how much I make or how much my mom makes. So that's what my brain was doing right there. And then fair market rent, they're saying this is interesting. Interesting. A 1-bedroom they're saying is $1,488. And the reason why I'm saying this is interesting like that is because like where I live, that's not like a 1-bedroom seems to rent for about $2,000, and then for each additional bedroom it seems like it goes up about $400. So for a 1-bedroom it's going to be $2,000. For a 2-bedroom, $24,000. Not 24,000, 2,400. For a 3-bedroom, like 2,800. That's how it seems to be. Okay. All right. Let me see what else you guys have to say. I might hop off. Yeah. Okay. You guys, I think I'm going to hop out a little bit early. I know we didn't cover everything with the Section 8 housing. I was just curious, and I did have one of my viewers ask about that, so hopefully they had a chance to pop in. I've kind of got like the housing authority websites and addresses still up on screen next to me. Yeah. All right, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'll see you next Sunday at 11 a.m.